the EMA, so the registration purposes. The European Medicines Agency is currently using database. They want to replace that by this new system. It's a standardized system. And the idea is that we will use the majority of the master data that we currently load in the European repository, that in the future they will come directly from that IDMP source. So this is just an example, but this is a tremendous benefit that can be taken out of this using one code. I said I'm going to talk a little bit about GDSN, but not too much. You've seen this. So what is GDSN? Basically, it allows to share data between trade partners, trusted and standardized product attributes. Our strategy in Johnson & Johnson is to use that as much as possible. We see the importance of sharing data with the hospitals. I don't know who mentioned it, but I read it somewhere last week. Somebody mentioned it, but there are definitely also lives to save when we are better in sharing master data. For instance, with medical devices, if you use the wrong medical device during a surgery, you can imagine that this is not always what we want. So the strategy from Johnson & Johnson is to support that fully. Product data are in that sense as highly value digital asset as the product ourselves, let's say. So where are we in J&J with using GDSN? So we basically started in 2005 loading the consumer sector, our data. And then in 2012, we started a project for medical devices when we are pretty advanced there. I think definitely in the US, I think most of our products are in. And also in other countries, we're progressing. Pharma is still in the beginning. Again, as explained by Pete, it's something that is coming. So GDSN will also there be something for the future. And also when moving to serialization traceability, I'm sure we can also use these data in a more efficient way. So then to conclude, the importance of standards. As explained, standards are required for internal communication. I explained it. We have multiple sectors, we have multiple regions, we have multiple sites, multiple ERP systems. We need to talk one language, otherwise it won't work. External communication, third-party logistics, third-party manufacturing. Operational complexity may be something that was not discussed a lot. But for us, it's easy. We sit here far away from the real thing, where things are happening. You can imagine if an operator needs to execute procedures with a track and trace reality, it will be different. He will need to know that when he changes something with a product, he needs to scan, he needs to do something. He needs to say, I destroy, I need to sample, or I put that serial number in that box. So that's the operational reality. And you can imagine how it would be if every country, every regulation has a different requirement. Can an operator know, this is a product for China. For China, I need to do this. This is a product for Egypt. Oh, for Egypt, I need to do that. For that, I need to check that procedure. That won't work. So this is, for me, also something we may not forget. Theoretically, things may all work. Systems can solve everything, as I said. But on the shop floor, it won't work. And then mergers, acquisitions, divestitures. That's also not to forget, of course. In a project mode, this is a headache for me and my team. Sometimes we have divestitures. We have to serialize or aggregate products. But you know, the divestiture will happen before the regulation due date. So it doesn't make sense, it's not worth to start serializing this. The one who takes over will do it. Now, yeah, theoretically, yes, but then things get delayed, extended, and then you are in the reality that you have to do it. But then there's also, okay, the standards. If we acquire a new business, they have set up a whole system. We have set up an whole system. So how we communicate, and again, using standards, using EPCIS also as a standard, makes this all easier. Not going to talk about interoperability. It's a very nice word, but I think it is a bit the conclusion of everything I explained. Working with standards will make life easier, will make it also easier to work together in an efficient way. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. All right, so I know that it has been a long day and we've shared a lot of information with you, and we had at the end of our allotted time, but are there any questions? Can we get mic? It's a microphone coming.
Yeah, good afternoon, Peter. There are 3-4 questions related to data pool provider selection. So, as a manufacturer, what parameter shall I consider to select a data pool provider? And after agreement, how much time it will regulations? As you must have done, so what will be the structure? And in this, any data pool provider is available for any discussion.
So just to make sure I got this right. So the first question was, how do you select the data pool
how
provider?
to select, what
Right.
parameters shall be considered?
Okay. And the second was regulation related?
Second was that after agreement, how much time it will take to complete this?
To implement.
Yeah.
Okay. So the process of selecting a data pool is just like selecting any IT provider. You have to make sure that you understand what you are capable of doing internally, what you're not, and what services they can provide for you, and obviously at the price and how that works. Now, a word about data pools. There are 42 certified data pools, 37 of them actually in the network. Every single one of them has to comply with the same certification criteria. Some of them are our own member organizations that are data pools, some of them are commercial organizations. From a performance perspective, doesn't matter. One of the rules of GDSN is that as a user of GDSN and as a data pool, you cannot dictate to your trading partner which one they pick. There has to be a free choice on their side. So that's a high level how-to. On our website, we actually have a document that explains some of the considerations, but it's pretty similar to selecting an IT solution provider. The time frame to implement really depends on the number of products you have, who's asking for information, complexity around information, what kind of products are they. If for small companies that have a couple of products, it's fairly simple. If you don't have a lot of IT systems, actually it can be quite simple, because some of the data pools provide value-added services. They'll provide a portal for you, or they provide additional software, or they work with a company like Lanza and others that'll help you bridge that gap. When you have more systems, such as Abbott and J&J do, and all multinationals, there is a lot of work that goes into the architecture and migrating things from the past. That'll be my response. I don't know if you guys want to weigh in on that.
Any data pool provider is available for discussion in this conference?
I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
Any data pool provider is available in this conference?
Oh, okay. I don't think so. I don't think there are any data pool providers here, to my knowledge. I don't think of the 350. Yeah, Lanza is here. Lanza is extremely experienced in this. They've been involved in it since day one of GDSN and before in data management. They are a partner with, I know, one of the data pools, One World Sync, and maybe others. And you may want to talk with him offline. He can give you a lot of guidance in terms of how the whole data pool model works. As a global officer, I have to be very careful because we're neutral in that. And so I can't tell you which one, but I can tell you that out of the 37, there are almost a dozen that are active in healthcare. There are about half a dozen that are extremely active in healthcare. The rest are in various industries, retail, grocery, food service, that kind of thing.
Thank you, Peter.
You're very welcome. Any additional questions or comments? What does GDSN stand for? I'm not kidding. Michelle's got it. Okay. Everybody's got to buy her a drink tonight. Well, seriously, I realize it's late. And so thank you for your time and your attention. We recognize that the journey you're on is long, but there are plenty of examples to show you. Yes, sure, I'll get there. Thank you. So on one of the slides here points you to 2 pages on our website. One, the main website, which has a GDSN page on it, and then the main site of GS1 Global, which has the healthcare page. And what you'll find is on the GDSN one, you'll find everything you want to know about GDSN. Statistics, standards, implementation guides, all that good stuff, vocabulary, all that good stuff. On the healthcare side, you'll find anything that is unique to data synchronization in healthcare, plus everything else about GS1 Healthcare. So we encourage you to look there. My contact and Craig's are at the end in case you want to reach out to us via email or call us or something and we can help you. Here it is. Lastly, the evaluation forms. Please don't forget to fill them out. I'll repeat what Chuck said earlier. I think he said you can put your name on and give it to him blank. He'll fill it out for you. But seriously, you take a few minutes, fill it out today, tonight, whatever. Give it to the people outside so we can hear your feedback. Did this work for you? What will you improve next time? What were you looking for that wasn't provided? Those are the things we're kind of looking for. Any last minute? Okay, so lobby at 1900. And there are buses leaving there, and we're really looking forward to this event tonight and thank our sponsors for providing it. Thank you very much.